Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jason. Do a little live streaming. I'll move some stuff out of my way so I can get a little closer. But I decided to do a little live stream, so we'll see how it goes. It is not Sunday night, though there may be some shenanigans. And I'm just going to kind of hang out here for a few and see if anybody pops on. We can chit chat, talk about life. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? Long time no talk. So, and you're gone, and you're gone, and you're back, or somebody else is back in black. I know it's been tons. It's been weeks and weeks. And when we say weeks, we're talking about like maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. So yes, indeed. So I was gonna start sort some cards and go through some cards, and I've been making some waves with my Don Mattingly collection. I think I mentioned in some of my earlier videos that I finally decided to. The family's good. How's your family doing? I got another binder of Don Mattingly cards for my folks' house that I had when I was growing up. Hey, what's up, Angel? You know it ain't no party without the Bronx Bomber here. Bronx Bomber out. So you already know. But I got a bunch of Don Mattingly's I acquired a couple weeks ago that I need to go through and add to my collection. So I've been doing that today, going through a bunch of rookie cards. I don't know if you were in my last live stream, Jonathan. I think you were, but I think I'm going to make a run at those top 80 cards from the 1980s. So I've been going through my binders and my rookie cards, and I've acquired or picked up all the ones I think are from the list that I already own. So I'm going to go ahead and catalog those and mark those in. And if I'm not mistaken, I have. I'm out shopping. I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, man. That nothing says baseball card community like we're out grocery shopping and hanging out with a bunch of guys doing a live stream. So for sure. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get that list put together, so that way, when January rolls around, I'll be ready to go. Bobby, Robert, Johnstone, Lewis is here. I'm glad at least one other white guy showed up because I was outnumbered by Cubans. So I'm glad at least it's gonna be 2-2 now. But yeah, man. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've been working on the rookie card list, and then I'm working on my Don Mattingly's that I've acquired, and doing that. So that's what I've been doing. Aside from finishing up some Christmas shopping and things. So the ever exciting life of a baseball card collector. Bobby Clemente, you got that right. Ugh. Yeah, buddy. I'm glad I was able to bring some strange looks your way. Hey, man, I wanted to make sure you know, Bob, that I sent you a text. You didn't respond. But Christine sent me a Christmas card. I'm sure it's from everybody. But I want to tell you all thank you for thinking of me and Luca for the Christmas card. I received it on Friday, I believe, or Thursday. And I want to make sure I said thank you. I sent you a text, but you never responded. So I was like, I got it. Because usually you're pretty good about saying, hey, I got it. So apparently, Raphael, Hidden Jim, just sent me a text while we were talking and said the Colts came back and won. So that's good. Raphael just goes, someone said playoffs. I'm going to respond real quick. But I haven't watched your most video. I haven't watched your most recent video, Angel. I know you said something about you can't. I think I saw the video title like I can't stand fake people or something, which is the reason why I shouted you out a couple of weeks ago or last week, whenever it was, because I appreciate your honesty. I'm the same way. You're a little bit more passionate than I am, I think, but I don't have a problem stating my feelings about anything. So I know like Eric, those back pages and Raven Philly. There you go. They were talking. They were talking on their top 10 modern day possible rookie cards or possible Hall of Famer cards. Get them now, and and then they got at the very end, the last 15 minutes of that video. They're talking about who's going to the Hall of Fame right now, and as it stands, it showed like Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds were at 73 and 72% getting into the Hall of Fame. You need to have 75%. And of course, I commented, it's going to be a travesty if they get in, and I'll lose all respect for the Hall of Fame and baseball in general if they let those guys in, which it is what it is. But I know that's not a popular opinion. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently, cheating that's totally awesome now. Like, it's cool to cheat. Like, no one cares that you're cheating. So that's like the new thing. I never would imagine in 100 years that you're a known cheater, that it's okay. Like, it's totally fine to cheat. So, but, I posted that on there, like, everybody was like, yeah, man, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. It's just totally, bogus that they're not in there. And I'm always just like, yeah, whatever, screw them guys. Okay, I have to check it out. Angel. I will be looking forward to checking out your video, homie. I've been trying to catch up, man. Like last weekend, obviously, when Bob was here and Raphael, like we were talking about, I got behind. And then this week's just been crazy with the holidays. So I'm hoping to get through some more tonight and tomorrow. So we will see what the day holds for us people. So we will take a look and see what happens. So does anybody have any big Christmas plans over the next couple of days? I'm assuming if you're all playing around on your phones, listening to me talk, you all probably going to be wherever you're going to be. I know Bob said he's within like 8 minutes or 8 miles of his family, so that's good. Hey, that's awesome, Jonathan. I'm sorry, Jonathan Angel. Thank you. I saw Jonathan's name above yours. No drinking, nice. I'm gonna get me some Cuban coffee later on. Man, I appreciate that, Angel. Whatever it is, man. Have you seen any of my videos and my care packages? You know that I'm very easily entertained and I'm very appreciative of whatever I get. So I'm very thankful. So I appreciate it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Wearing some sweatpants for the next 3 days. That sounds like heaven. That sounds like heaven, Bob. So that was. Oh, I don't know if you saw this, Bob, but Christine sent me a message. Hey, man, you're gonna get sent here by Monday. That's awesome, dude. Man, I appreciate it. Make sure you. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Mike? Nice intro, dude. I appreciate it. Woo! Yes, throwing caution into the wind. But Angel, make sure you get with Jonathan. He has my phone number, and Jonathan, you have my permission to give it to Angel. But if you want, text me your some things that you like. I know you like the Yankees and all that, but I know you're kind of said, you have a certain style of collecting and what you really like. So if you tell me there's some things you would like, let me know, and I will be more than happy to send you out a care package as well, man. I'm all about that. If you want to look, I'm actually going to show you behind the curtain. If you see down here, I have all these stacks going. I hope you all can see it. This is my bedroom where all the magic happens. Most people think the magic happens over there, but really all the magic's happen over here, and all the magic's happening over here. So that's where the real magic is happening. So oh, I know, man. I know. I mean, like I said, it's not about me feeling. I don't even know what you sent me. For all I know, you sent me a pile of dog poop and you're gonna light it on fire on my doorstep. So Yeah. And I have my whole like chest of drawers here. The top of it like literally covered because I haven't had any time to really like get going. So yeah, dude, you don't have like, I haven't even showed you my the top of my chest of drawers in my closet over here in my kitchen. There's more, and that's just I'm sure I'll love it, dude. And again, that's just what I have at my house. I'm not including what I have at my folks' house. So and I have stuff out my garage. I forgot about that. So yeah, so I mean, I'm not hurting for something to do with my cards and sorting. I can always find something to do. Oh, some Cuban coffee, baby. I can't wait. That's the nectar of the gods right there. Some Cuban coffee. Yeah, buddy. I like my Cuban coffee. Day of the Dead. Are you talking about the zombie, Dawn of the Dead, and all that? Then yes. If you're talking about that, I'm a huge fan. Do you see some? Do I have some of my memorabilia hanging up? I don't think so. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of. I can sit here and show you autographs all day long. There's like films that I've film actors and actresses, directors. If you're ever into want to see that, yeah, I'm a huge Dawn of the Dead fan. If we're talking about George A. Romero's 1978 seminal classic, Dawn of the Dead, yes, in 1968, Night of the Living Dead, and then Day of the Dead. I like Day of the Dead, but it's on my list. It's Dawn, Night, then Day. Actually, I don't know. I might like Land of the Dead ahead of Day of the Dead. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of zombies starting to talk, and I don't know. There was some stuff in there. It was the location was not really that great. The whole scientific experiment on the zombies. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, for sure. But I've been going through all these rookie cards, trying to come up with my set, and I got my. This is the stack of cards that out of the 1980. Out of the 80s. The 80 cards from the 1980s. I got my first stack. These are what I already have. So this will be able to mark off the list from the set I'm going to start working on starting in January for the year. So that's going to be my set registry. The 80 cards from the 1980s. Brought to you by Beckett. So I'll show you what I have from that set, so you all can take a look, see what you all think. All right. So the first up I'm gonna have is we got the Tony Gwynn. Yeah, man. Oh. Dude, that sucks, man. Well, you know what? If I go back over to Tracy's, I'll tell you this. If I go back over to Tracy's, he still has it this week because I'm off tomorrow and I'm off later on, and I'm off obviously on Christmas, but I'm sure he's not open tomorrow. I'm sorry, on Tuesday. And then if he's open on the tail end on New Year's, I'll run over there and get it for you, dude. I'll run over and grab it, and then I'll send it out to you, man. You don't gotta pay me back or anything. It's only like $10 or something. So I'll pick it up for you if I can find it. But I can't make any promises because he only has usually 2 or 3 copies of a Beckett, and I have that one. So what am I? Hey, Luca, can you bring me back? Can you bring me back in the Beckett baseball card guide? Beckett, the Don Mattingly on the cover. It should be sitting on the table. Do you see it? Yeah, you got that right, Victor Negron. The Colts just beat the Giants, baby. You see it? Thanks, bud. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo ari. No. Baseball. The price guide.
Oh,
the Don Mattingly price guide on the table. He brought me some 1990 Don Russ cars, which would have been awesome. Yeah, they sell the comic, but they sell the price guide for $10. I mean, I'm assuming most places that's the cover price. You see it? Me too. Oh, it's on the table on your table.
Oh, on mine?
Yes, the price guide. Lord have mercy, son. And Don Mattingly's not on that either one of those things. Kids nowadays, if it ain't Fortnite in front of them, they don't know what you're talking about. Did you find it? Your table. Look, right there. Yes, that. Jeez Louise. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm going to show you all. Yeah, the guy with the mustache. The guy with the old mustache. All right, so that Tony Gwynn, I'm going to go through and look and see which one of their Tony Gwynn was number 9. So I got the number 9 card. Tony Gwynn. So that's the first one I'm marking off the list. Next one is the Jim Abbott 19, what is this, 90 or 89. Tops traded. So I got that one. That Jim Abbott is, let's take a look here on the little guide. It is number 60. Number 60. Then I have the Bo Jackson, tops traded 1986. And let's see what this one is. That Bo Jackson is number 19. That's number 19. I'm going to go after them all, Jonathan. I promise you that. I don't know if I'll be successful. It depends on how deep my pockets are. And they're not very deep. I can already hear the shekels bouncing around in my pocket. Next up is the Darryl Strawberry 1984, right? Yep, 1984. Darryl Strawberry. And that Darryl Strawberry is number 34. Yeah, they have the Topps Tiffany listed. There's a handful of Topps Tiffany that are listed. Yes. They have the Tiffany Bowman for King Griffey Jr. They have the Don Mattingly Tiffany. They have a couple other ones. Those are the two off the top of my head they have listed. But they have listed a couple of them, yes. I make it drizzle. Yeah. Next up I have Don Mattingly. Yeah, I agree, but I guess it's something I have to chase. So I got the Don Mattingly 1984. Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball tops there. And that one, that's number 11. That's number 11. Got that one. Then we got the Rocket. Roger Clemens, 1985 Don Russ. Let's see what number that one. Yeah, I think so. I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. I was trying to think. Maybe I was wrong. Hey, what's up, Donnie? So that's number 64. So I got that one. Next up, I have, whoa, almost went down. That'd have been hilarious. Got the 1985 Topps Roger Clemens. So that one, that number is number 25. Then I have the 1987 Barry Bonds. Barry Lamar Bonds. So we got that one. And that one is number... There are a couple of different Barry Bonds make the list. That is number 49. Number 49. Then we have the Fleer. The 1986 Fleer, sorry. Barry Lamar Bonds. Rookie card. I think I'm just going to do both. Just do a mixture. There's that one. That's number 31. Is that right? Yeah, 31. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just do a mixture on them because I already have so many of them ungraded, and I only have like 4 or 5 that are graded. And I went online over the last couple of days after I kind of started talking about it, thinking about it, sharing it with you all. And then I realized that a handful of them are very easily attainable, especially even graded for a reasonable price. But, you know, some of them are not, one, they're hard to find even if they're like not graded. Their prices are pretty high. Yeah, I'm going to get some probably graded. Really, honestly, it's just going to matter if I have the money, and when I have the money on that day or that week or that weekend, what's available. That's what it's going to really boil down to. So the one thing I didn't think about, but I can use to my advantage if I do a mixture of both raw and graded, is that my buddy Tracy at 4 Sharp Corners here in Indiana, he has a ton of these cards probably in his collection, and he just let them sit around, and he's probably willing to work a deal for me. So I could probably get quite a bit of them at a decent price, and especially if I buy 2 or 3 at a time, he'd probably work me a deal. So I'm going to probably go to his shop this week and say, hey, you know, what are the prices on this? And he has them in his, I've seen them, some of them in his showcases, and he has so much stuff, you know, I could just be like, hey, I really need some of this. And he's probably like, all right, that's cool, let's do it. So I'll have to figure it out and see if he'll work me a deal, because I could probably I'd probably maybe even get like half just from his store if him and I can come to some kind of agreement on the pricing on a lot of these cars, because he has so much of that stuff already. Plus, he has his wax just sitting around to break from these years. So I might just roll the dice and maybe get some pack fresh of the early to mid 80s cards, because he sells me those packs before for a couple bucks a pack. So I mean, a lot of these packs he just has like 84, 85, 83, 86 cards, and they're just sitting there, and they're like between $2 to $5 a pack, depending on what it is. I think some of the older, like 82, 83, he'll sell for more like in the $5 range. But a lot of those packs he'll just sell for me $2 to $3. I was surprised that Bob and Raphael, he didn't say anything to them, knowing that they do wax and junk. He didn't say anything to them. I didn't even think about it if they wanted to buy some wax from that time. The next up is the 1981 Fernando Valenzuela. There we go. That is also on the list. Sorry, I'm covering up the corners like I'm ashamed or something. So there's this one. I was hoping they'd add the Harold Baines, but they don't. And let's see, what number is that card? That is number 54. Number 54. Ah, it just hit me. It attacked. So, Next up, I have the Wade Boggs. I have like three or four, maybe five of these Wade Boggs rookie cards. This might be one of my better ones with their sharp corners, as you all can see. But that Wade Boggs is number, let me see. You have 48, those cards? Dang, that's good. That's number 53. I'm sorry, number 23 on the list. Yeah, sorry, Bob. I honestly didn't even think about it. I know that everybody was focused on trying to get the good deals from Tracy, which is singles and those packs and things, and I didn't even think about it until after we left, and after that point, it was over with. But if you all come down again, or whenever that time comes, or if you want me to pick you up some, we can do a pack break in Pittsburgh. Next up, we got Dwight Gooden, Doc Gooden rookie card. I have at least 2 or 3 of these. And again, I mean, all these cards I'm showing you, I have a handful of copies. And again, I'm not saying like, I'll have all these copies like how great my collection is. I mean, a lot of these cards aren't worth all that much. They're a couple bucks here and there raw. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, look how great. It's not like I'm showing you a Ty Cobb or anything here. Or Shoeless Joe Jackson. But anyways, you have this Dwight Gooden. And that card is numbered. What number is that Dwight Gooden? Let's take a look. Let's see where it falls. It is number 43. Number 43. Next up, we have Kirby Puckett. The tops was 85, right? Yeah, the tops Kirby Puckett. And that Kirby Puckett is listed at, I'm looking, 26. Number 26. That Kirby Puckett. And then we have definitely probably a card all of us would have in our collection at any given time is Tom Glavine from an 89, right? 88, sorry, 88. Yes, Jonathan, a lot of these I've pulled. A lot of them I have pulled. Not all of them. Some of them I've had them since I was a kid. Some of them I bought them, when I bought collections, or I go buy. Pete Rose isn't on here because his rookie cards from the 60s. But there is a Pete Rose card in here as far as an 80s card, because these are all cards from the 80s. I don't know if you caught that before, Angel, sorry. But there is a Pete Rose card. It's funny you mentioned that. It is number 44. It's his update with the Expos, which I don't have this one, so I will have to go and buy that because I do not have that for sure. But the Tom Glavine is number 62. And I don't think that's a Topps Trader or anything. Nope, it's not. So I have that Tom Glavine, so that's good. And this is something Bob Lewis has seen before. This Don Mattingly that I have added to my collection from Fleer. And that Don Mattingly is number 56. Number 56. So thank you, Bob. I know. Yes. The Del Murphy reverse negative. That's the ones I was telling. I was kind of alluding to that that card's hard to get raw, let alone graded at like a good price. So, more than likely for me, I'm gonna be able to just I'm just gonna find it as best I can and pull the trigger. Cause that's the kind of card. That one, the Billy Ripken F Ace, that John Little Field or Little something or whatever. That's a hard one to get graded, let alone raw because of how rare it is. So some of those cards are going to be a little bit harder to get in any form. And so that's the reason why I was thinking if I go strictly graded, I just don't have the money for some of those cards. And if I should say this, I have the money if I want to just get a handful of them. But if I want to try to get all 80, I have to be realistic in a budget that I can afford. And if I want to do it within a year, like if I was going to do this over the course of a couple years, then yeah, I can get a 6 to 10, 8, 12 cards a year. Okay, I pretty much will get it done in 2 or 3 years. But I mean, I don't think anybody wants to see a person put together 80 cards. It takes them 5 years. So if I want to have a little bit of a sense of urgency and having a little sense of progression and momentum being built, I need to do a little bit faster than I got 10 cards a year. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, if I was going after like pre-war stuff or big time Hall of Famer registry list, then yeah, I think that's the list that people don't expect you to get done in a year. But we're talking about 80s cards, we're talking about 80s cards, so I don't think people would be as into me dragging this out for a decade. 5 years? Yeah, I'm glad you like that, by the way, Angel. Next up, we got Gary Sheffield rookie card. I have a couple Billy Ripkins. I just don't have the Billy Ripken. So, yeah. Come on, Donnie. You need another project. We can do this together, buddy. We could, like, both support each other. I need somebody to jump in on this project with me so we can keep each other accountable and kind of push and pull a little bit. I need somebody to get in there. Steve, what's up, my brother? Oh, Mike's going to jump in and do it. Okay. Mike's like, I'll do it. Oh, hold on, wait. It's already done. Haha, sucks to be you, Jason. So that's the Sheffy. And he's, let's see what his rank is. Gary Sheffield rank. Well, I'm not asking you to send it to me, but if you want to send it to me, dude, that's fine. That's up to you. I'm not telling you to do. Obviously, it is completely up to you. The Sheffield's number 78. 78. So the project is, I'll show you, Steve. This is the project. I decided to take it on myself, and it looks like we're going to get Mike Hitman joining me on this journey. But the way it is it's the top 80s cars. Well, again, Donnie, it would be amazing. I'd be eternally grateful. But by no means am I asking you to send me your stuff. I mean, I am not that guy. I've never been that guy. I'll never be that guy to be like, oh, I wish I would have these cars. Wink, wink. Somebody help me out. Oh, Jonathan's in charge. Jonathan, you're jumping in too. So the way is, so Steve, to answer your question, this is the most recent Beckett. It came out last week, and their special is 1980s issue, as you see, and it's the top 80 cards of the 1980s. And so I decided that it would be a fun project for next year, because I know you've been around YouTube long enough that a lot of times people will say what their 2019 or what their year their focus will be. So my focus is gonna be to obtain all 80 of the 1980 or the 80s decade cards from this Beckett. And they have them like on this, like, here you go. Here's like a page. And so that's like just a smattering. And so, it's for us, like, pretty much all of us guys in here, I'm assuming are in our mid 40s to like early 30s. And, so that's our wheelhouse. And I saw this. I thought this was fun because, I can't afford the rookie card registry set from 1942 to, yesterday. And I can't afford all the pre-war cards, and I can't afford, all that stuff. Like, it's just not realistic for me. And it would be fun to do, and it'd be fun to chase, but I'd be chasing one card a year because some of those cards are just astronomical if you want to get a halfway decent looking card. But I mean, this is something that's way more fun. It's a lot more attainable. There's a couple hard ones to get. So this is not something I can get done in a month, at least not on the budget I have. And so I think this will be a really fun project because you're going to have cards that are a couple bucks. And you're going to have cards that are, the 60 to 80 to $100 range. So that's kind of what we're doing. I mean, you have Greg Jeffries rookie card. I mean, okay, like Greg Jeffries rookie card, I can get out of a pack of cards if I spend 25 cents and then I'll be done. I'll have a mission accomplished. But then you have like the Del Murphy reverse negative card, or you have the Cal Ripken Jr. Topps Tiffany. So, you have a lot of stuff on there that's, a little bit hard to get. You have the Gary Sheffield card that's like $1.50, and that's it. I could break a couple packs for kicks and giggles. So anyways, that's what it is. Hopefully that answers the question. That's what I'm going to start doing next year. I'm just showing off what I already have, so I'm already a little bit out of the gate. If I did my math correctly, and my math sucks, out of the 80 cards, I have 29% of them. So I believe I'm 29% of the 80 cards. So I have like 25 or 6. I don't know exactly how many cards, but when I did the math, it was like 29%. So I have almost 30% of the cards. So I have a little bit of a road to go. It's not 0, it's not 50. So I feel like it's a good place to start. So there's a Sheffield. Next up is the Topps Traded Jose Canseco. So that's the other one I have. And I'm also looking to upgrade some of these cards, their quality. Because some of these cards I noticed when I had them, because I've had them since I was a kid on some of them. Some of them are pack fresh. And like I said, some of them I bought while I was buying collections, or when I buy collections. Or if I just see them and they're at a good price, I'll pick them up. So if I could find like upgrades like online, because I know that's what kind of Donnie and Mike were alluding to. Like, what am I going to do with the set? Like, how am I going to do it? Yeah, I know. Well, for me, I already have pretty much all those guys. Excuse me. So there's this one. So this Jose Canseco, he's listed at, what number is he? He is number 35. Number 35 on the list. So there's that one. So I'll put him over here. Next up is Rafael Palmeiro that I have. Trying to not get that glare, but it's about near impossible. We all know that Rafael Palmeiro is like $1, if that. So that Rafael Palmeiro, that is not a Topps Tiffany. I wish, that'd be awesome. But that Rafael Palmeiro is number 75. Number 75. The next one is Bo Knows. Bo Jackson, 1987. Yeah, those Tiffany's are going to be really hard. He is one of those Cubans. So is Palmeiro, right? So there's the Bo Jackson. This one's in really good shape. I'm happy. Sometimes those 1987 Topps cards can get kind of beat up easily. It felt like their paper stock was kind of weak, to say the least. So looking up what number that one is. Oh, I missed it. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Number 48. Number 48. So we got that one. So we got that. That one, we got that one. Then we have the Ryan Sandberg, 85 tops. That Ryan Sandberg is listed at where did that Sandberg go? I know I've seen it in here. Oh, here it is. It's number 15. Number 15 on the Sandberg. Then we have the Mark McGwire. That's an iconic card from the 80s. The Mark McGwire is number 5. Number 5 on the list. Next up, I have Eric Davis. Eric Davis, one of my few Cincinnati Reds, if not the only Cincinnati Red on the list, I think. They're actually in the Reds uniform, I should say, from the 80s. Oh, no, Barry Larkin's on there. I'm sorry. But this Eric Davis tops 1985. Let's see where the Eric Davis ranks on this list. Eric Davis, where are you, sir? Let's see where we can find Mr. Eric Davis. Eric Davis is in a respectable number 45. Number 45, Eric Davis. So we have that one. Next up is the King Griffey Jr. Tops Traded. Yes, you remember. Oh, yeah, most definitely. So we got the King Griffey Jr. Tops Traded. And let's see what that King Griffey Jr. lists at. Number 41. Number 41. Got that one. Then we got the 1989 Don Russ King Griffey Jr., which I think you all, this is the one I pulled on the live video a couple of days ago. That was in like such great shape. I have like 4 or 5 of these, but I think this is the best looking one that I pulled. I couldn't believe it. I pulled another one from the pack, but it had a ding corner, had a little corner that was already dinged. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as my number 1. 89 Don Russ. Where are you at, 89 Don Russ? Is number 36 on the list. Hey, what's up, Jim? Number 36 on the list. Then I have I won from Raphael's auction, the 1989 Bowman King Griffey Jr. Now, the Topps Tiffany of this is going to be super hard to track down. All right, man. See you later, Mike. So there's this one here. The Topps Tiffany will be, whoa, sorry. That one will be a little bit more difficult. Let's take a look and see what number that one is. Let's see what that number is on that one. That's number 61. Number 61. So there's that. The next one up I have is Barry Larkin. So this is my Barry Larkin. So this Barry Larkin is listed. This is one of my few graded cards. That Barry Larkin, let's take a look and see where that one's listed on the list, is number 74 number 74. Next one up is Fred McGriff. Jim Mint 8. The Larkin one, the Larkin was a 7. Hey, what's up, Troy? See you later, Jim. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Troy is here. The legend of Boggy Creek. Troy Rudder is here. Crime Dog. Crime Dog's on the lookout for Troy Rudder. I have not talked to him. I mean, I don't know if you mean have we talked to Mike Baseball Collector like in person? No. On the phone, no. Only through YouTube. Indeed, the myth. Let's see where Crime Dog's listed on here. What is his power ranking? Oh, Crime Dog. He is number 37. Number 37. Oh yeah, I probably I can go by yak yak yak. Don't talk back is all day. This is a number 8, graded 8, near mint to mint. Greg Maddox. You better believe he's gonna go run off and get some more retail. He's gonna go crack himself some wax. Everybody, if Troy's still on here, Troy Rudder's still on here, you all need to tell Troy to start doing more pack and box breaks. He did like one gallery one about a month ago. It was awesome, and then he didn't do any more. So whenever he's not doing TTMs, he needs to do box breaks or pack breaks. You hear me, Troy? Troy, you listening? Turn him up. Do it. Oh, whatever, man. Yeah. Are we talking about Bob is hot because he's a hot guy, or he's hot because he's been breaking lots of wax? Well, you really should be telling people you play with a dog, Angel. That's illegal. Who cares about the dislikes, Troy? This is Greg Maddox. Let's see where that Greg Maddox is listed on here. I got the hot hand. Yeah. Got the old hot hand. Uh-oh, I know I've seen it in here. I know it's in here. I double checked. Like Santa Claus, I checked it twice. Oh, there it is. There we go. We got the... I know I'm getting ready to turn on the game after this. I'm getting ready to pop on the game. So I got this right here. That is number 18, the Greg Maddox. And last but certainly not least is a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Now, I know most of us are going to buy it because we want to get the Bob Bonner. Troy, everybody just turned on the thing because you're a celebrity, Troy. Don't care about that. They purposely leave the marker in there so everybody can turn around and look at you and be like, there he is, the living legend, the man, the myth, Troy Rudder, Mr. TTM himself. So you should be humbled. And then the last one I have for my starter set, my starter collection, is the Ripken, and that Ripken is listed at number 12. Number 12. So that's it, guys. That is my beginning of the end of my 2019. What I will again, I'm going to do a video talking about this. I'll show those cards again. But I will talk about that. I want to make sure I get a video done for that. So that's also that you and the Crime Dog went to the same school together. That's super cool. But I'll be doing a video of that talking about, what my projections are going to be for next year, how I'm going to collect, and, kind of like where I'm going to be going with my collection. It will be kind of cool to still like focus on one specific thing. I mean, I still do my Ichiro, my Mattingly, my Larkins. We all know that. That's not going to change. I'll still search them out when I can. But it'll be kind of cool to be like, when I go to a card show or a card shop over the next year and say, I have like these 3 cards I'm looking for. And then that way I can just go and look for them. I know, Donnie, you said you might be able to hook me up. And, that's awesome. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to be asking people to give me stuff. Because I know these cards are not necessarily expensive in some ways, but they're our collection. And maybe it's stuff that you want or people want. I'm happy to go myself and get it. But it'd be cool to, the generosity is always grateful, very appreciative. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't even know, Troy. Well, that one guy got all those Barry Bonds. He had like 50,000 Barry Bonds, graded Barry Bonds cards or something. So I don't know what's going on. I appreciate it, Donnie. I know you offered. I just, it's one of those things, I just don't want anybody ever to think, I'm asking for handouts. And I know you're not saying that at all. And I'm not like a proud person where I'm like, can't accept somebody to help me out. But, I really appreciate your generosity, and I'm thankful for sure. So, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. I think you have my information. If you don't, I don't know if you have Facebook or not, Donnie. And if we're friends, I'm not for sure if we are friends on Facebook. But my email is in my channel information on YouTube. And then I can give you my phone number. We can talk, call me, or text, or whatever you prefer. I know some people are weird about talking on the phone, even though in our generation, talking on the phone was the only way to communicate with people, unless you're doing Morse code. I know nowadays everybody wants to just text, but anyways, just reach out to me and we'll work it out. And I'll say thank you a million times between now and whenever, but I do appreciate your offering it up for sure. Well, I know that one guy who did the yeah, I promise I won't speak Japanese to you on the phone. It would be a weird conversation anyways. I got 3 minutes on the phone and that was it. Well, the weird thing is, I'm not going to say his name because he asked me not to talk a lot about him, I guess. And it is what it is, and that's totally fine. But I got a phone call. I talked to somebody from the community for the first time yesterday, and we had a nice long conversation, actually a couple hours long. But, he's a very private person, and he didn't really want to put his information out there. And I think, he didn't want a lot of other people to know his personal information, which I completely understand and respect. I know there's a handful of guys in the community who have jobs that kind of keep them from kind of even putting their face out there a lot. And I understand that because you're talking about some personal stuff with your collections and with your families and you have your kids and all that. So I understand, not wanting to throw yourself out there, because of your job title or because of your, position at work or whatnot. So I definitely get that. But me personally, I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to put out all my personal information out there, but if I feel like I can trust the person, I've built a rapport with them, a relationship via YouTube or Facebook or whatever, then I'm not so concerned. I haven't had any scares or anything to be worried about so far, and I hope I don't have to worry about that. But this individual was very cautious, and everything went fine. And obviously we talked for a couple hours, so it went really well. But yeah, I could definitely understand. I know Troy, to speak about that, Troy, I think when I first reached out to Troy, he was not having it. I don't think he knew who I was, and I sent him a message on Facebook. I tried to find his channel or his Facebook personal page and his fan page or whatever. And he was at first not having it. I'm like, hey man, I really like your stuff, blah, 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 blah. But Troy obviously is a private person. He doesn't want, I guess, people to know a lot of his personal information. I know when he texts and posts things on Facebook, he sometimes obscure about what he's saying specifically. And I understand that. I mean, I get that for sure. You know, you want to make sure you're protecting yourself. I get that. But I know that a lot of times people are very mindful of that and have to be careful. They don't like um, get mixed up with some weirdos. But, you know, when you're dealing with me, you already know, you're with a weirdo. So, I mean, that's the thing. There's no secret there. There's no secret. But yeah, so it was cool. It's cool, man. So, Donnie, before I head off of here, email me. When I get your email, I'll send you back my contact information and we can chat if you're free. And then we can get down. It doesn't have to be today. Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, like when I reached out to you, it's probably about a year ago, Troy. And that was before I really started. And that was before I think you really got to know who I was or saw my videos, which I completely understand. But I remember when I was like, I always tell everybody, Troy, Maiko, and Ed Wesker Griff are my three top guys that got me really into this when I started doing it, the TTMs and all that. But it was funny because I was like, oh, Troy's on Facebook. Wow, that's cool. I'll reach out to him. Surely, we could be buddies. And then, I hadn't really done anything. And he's probably like, who's this guy named Jason Payne? Like, what? I don't know this guy. I don't know his YouTube name. I don't know nothing about him. And this guy's like sending me messages like, hey, I watched your videos. So, but anyways, so hopefully now we're Facebook official, so it's okay. I think he knows I'm just a normal guy, normal Joe Schmuck, and that there's what you see is what you get. So I'm not busy, man. My son's playing Fortnite. That's pretty much all he does. So I'm just sitting here monitoring my electricity bill as it goes up with his Fortnite playing. Yeah. Oh, hey, Steve, if you can email me also your address again, because I'm trying to get a little pile for you and Troy. I don't have a whole lot of cars, but I'll just throw you some stuff. Hey, what's up, Gary? Dude, Gary, I binge watched all your videos finally. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I literally all the ones from a few months ago that I was behind on, all the way up to today, I got caught up. I was so excited. I gotta say, guys, Gary is such a great YouTuber, dude. I so much like Gary's channel. I mean, I really dig Gary's channel, and I think because I have so many people I try to follow, some people get kind of lost in the shuffle when it comes to content, because they'll do sometimes they'll do 2 or 3 videos a day, but sometimes people do 5 or 6 videos a week. And so they push down the guys who just do 1 or 2 every few days or a few weeks. And that's Gary. Gary, dude, I just love your stuff, dude. Continue to do what you do, man. I really appreciate it. You have I didn't realize how much stuff we had in common. Underworld, man. Yes. Kate Beckinsale. Me and you, buddy, we're on the same page with that action. I mean, that was cool. I was really cool to see your collection and finally get caught up. I just feel like sometimes I'm so far behind on the guys I really like a lot because I'm trying to get through it feels like weeks and weeks of videos. So I just want to say thank you, dude. Yeah, well, I'm the exact same way, dude. I mean, seriously. Yeah, Kate B. I mean, everybody knows, everybody in here right now, and every one of my subscribers, anybody who comes through on the occasion, they know that it's me sitting my phone or my laptop or whatever, my Kindle, whatever it is, up, and me showing cars and talking. There's no production, there's 0 production value. I don't do any intro music. I don't do outro music. I don't do any copy and pasting. I don't do any editing. It's just me talking about cards and being a goofball, and that's it. So I just, I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to. I might have been talking to the guy I was mentioning earlier, which will stay nameless. Yeah, I mean, there's Tony, Psyched on Baseball Cards. I love the way he does. It's very basic and simple, but it's beyond what I can do, and I like it. I like his music choices. I like his what he does. Yes. Yeah, what's up, Mike? You got it. But then you have people like Alex Bowman 53. It's just like on the next level. I mean, his stuff is so good. I mean, like so good. I just love Bowman 53. Troy, he does another great job with his like cuts of the baseball cards and their addresses, or if it's like a little like image of a game or something he can show without getting in trouble with MLB or whatnot. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, like, you know, it shows that those guys actually care about the quality of the videos. I'm not saying that people like me don't care about the quality, but I understand when people come to my channel, they're hopefully coming for the personality, my personality, which is who I am. It's not like I'm putting on a personality, it's just who I am, but also the cards and the content. But I really like, even though Troy could be talking about somebody from a phone book that he sent a autograph request to, and I'd still watch because he just has a high production value and it's fun and he's very well thought out in his responses and his information. I really enjoy that about him. So, and I mean, and like Alex is the exact same way. You know, I just enjoy that. I mean, you know, I just really enjoy the guys who go that extra mile because, yes, can I learn that stuff? Sure, if I want to take the time. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just either lazy or just have too much. I have too much else stuff going on for me to take the time to learn how to do all that stuff. And it might be something very simple, but I just haven't taken the time to do it, so I just don't do it. So I just like, and then Angel, he's the best one out of all of us. He'll just sit there in a laundromat talking into a phone in a laundromat when I'm sure like everybody else is like loading their clothes into the laundromats and the washers and dryers and pouring their liquids and they're putting their, you know, like they're like little, oh, what do you call that? Detergent and their bleach in there and all that, their dryer sheets. And then he's over there like talking into a phone like, yeah, we'll buy these cards and people be trying to steal stuff and people be trying to faking me out and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure people like putting their like folding their clothes like, what in the world is this guy talking about? Like, what? Is he like yelling into a phone? And I just like that, dude. It was so awesome. Yeah, I totally respect that, man. Like, I don't know if I could go to a public place and just like drop out a big old like, I'm just gonna throw down on a YouTube video in public and to see how it goes. I respect that. I'm sitting here in my room, in the privacy of my own house. But that is awesome. I totally think that's cool. Yeah, just be yourself, man. Glad you all like the Underworld movies. Great stuff. Yeah, chatting cards, man. I totally agree. Yeah. I mean, I think that's, and that, just like all three or four of you guys just made a mention, everybody does things their own way, and that's what brings people to your channel. Like, it might be for the content, it might be for the person you are, it might be for the quality that you do of your videos, it might be because of how like with Angel, just like the raw, just feeling of, you know, being a new collector or like back into the community or like, you know, the YouTube experience and just sharing your feelings and like not holding back. I mean, you know, I just think that's awesome. I like everybody who does that kind of stuff. My email address is Japan_missionary@yahoo.com. That's my email address. And it's also on my like channel, YouTube channel thing. So yeah, guys, I mean, I really think Troy does a lot of TTMs, Gary. I mean, that's what he does. Essentially, he does do some pack and box breaks, but mostly it's TTMs. So if you like through the mail autographs, he does tons, especially the 91 Donruss set you've been working on for a while is awesome. I mean, you've got to have hundreds and hundreds of those autographs now. And then Gary your collection is awesome. I mean, it's so respectable. So yeah, I'm glad that some people are getting to meet up with each other through this. That's cool. Bringing people together. Yeah, 91 Donruss. I thought that's what it was, but I want to make sure. I forgot to tell everybody. This is kind of cool. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of a big deal to me. I sent off a TTM. I kind of stopped doing TTM for a while because I'm just doing so much with baseball cards, and TTM's like another facet of that. See you later, Jim. Merry Christmas, brother. Seriously, Merry Christmas. Thanks for popping in. And have a Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before, but I'm sure I will. But I had slowed down on my TTMs for the last 4 or 5 months. I've probably sent out a handful. Well, I got one back yesterday, the day before. After like 6 months, I sent out back in the spring. And it's of a old timer from the Chicago Cubs, Rich Nye, like Bill Nye the Science Guy, NYE. And I got his autograph back. It was so cool. He signed it like beautifully across the Cubs card. It was like a 1964 Topps card or 66, I believe. I can't remember. And I sent it off, and I put like two index cards in there to kind of keep it safe, and then the letter. And then he sent it with a letter. I always, when I write a letter, I always put questions in there I like for them to answer if they're not too busy or whatever. And then he sent everything back, my letter, the two index cards, which sometimes people sign. I never ask them to sign the index cards, but if they do, that's just a bonus. But I never say, sign these index cards too on top of the card I'm sending you or cards. But he sent everything back, and then I opened up the letter, nothing. He didn't answer the questions. He didn't write on the back. I got the index cards, nothing signed, and I'm like, here we go again with another guy who sends me back all my stuff 6 months later with nothing signed. And then my baseball card flipped upside down. So I flip it back over and it's signed. And I'm like, oh, yes. It was so cool because sometimes some of those Chicago Cubs guys from back in the 60s are kind of hard to get because either they passed away or they just don't really sign. In my experience, I should say. I don't want to say like that's across the board. But it was really cool. He sent me that back and I already had just written it off. Because most of the guys I send to are pretty good about sending back within a couple weeks to a month or two. And I just assumed after I sent it off in March or April or whenever that I just wasn't getting it back. And now it's, almost January. And it came in on Friday night. I was like so excited. I'll do a video and I'll show that off or whatever. But it was really cool to get his autograph because he wasn't a integral part of the Cubs of the 60s. And he has like a pretty interesting story. I'll do a little bit of background. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, he did something, and maybe you can correct me or tell me, but he did something with like space or something. He did something with like some kind of government agency after baseball. I can't remember what it was, but it was very interesting with physics or something. I don't remember. It's been so long since I wrote that letter, but I do. Every time I do a TTM, and I'm sure Troy can speak to this if Troy's still here, I always try to like do some research on the guy, learn a little bit about who he is, about his family, about his whatever it is he's famous for, about his famous life or sports life, and his post public life, I should say, his post public life, to try to learn a few things. Yeah, that is cool. So I always try to like talk about, the cornucopia of the guy's life if I can, a little bit something from his beginning, what he's famous for, maybe a little bit of something from his past or his after his, his time in the sun, whatever that might be, whatever his chosen profession is. And then I try to talk about something that not everybody and their grandmother talks to them about or asks them in the hopes of getting a cool response back. Because if I'm like, hey, Rich Nye, what was it like playing with Ernie Banks in the Chicago in the 60s? I mean, like everybody asks him that question. Yes, would I like to know the answer? Well, of course I'd like to know the answer. But if I always think my results are a lot higher up. Hey, all right, man, see you later, Angel. Peace out, Boy Scouts. Merry Christmas to you, my brother. But my results, I believe, are always a lot higher because I'm asking them questions that they're not always getting. At least in my thinking, they're not getting these questions as often as what was it like to play with Ernie Banks in the 60s. I mean, like, what's he going to say? It was awful. I thought he sucked. He definitely doesn't deserve to be a Hall of Famer. Like, of course he's not going to say that. That'd be awesome if he did, but I don't think so. So, I think, that's the reason why I try to ask some questions that are not necessarily about what they're famous for. So, anyways, that's been my success, and I'll make sure I do that video of Mr. Rich Nye. Rich Nye, the science guy. So, That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But hey, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for a little bit. I'm going to go and check in on my son and maybe watch a little bit of football. The Steelers are on right now, so I'm going to see if I can catch a little bit of Steeler action. And I might pop on again this evening if, everything's in order. But yeah, Troy, man, definitely. Take care, guys. Enjoy. If I don't talk to you before, Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. And yes, man, Merry Christmas to you, Mike. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.